Boom! What's up, you guys? I'm here with my main man, Steve Schletzovic. How you doing, sir?
Good, thankful and grateful. How are you?
Always an honor. Good.
Yeah.
Super stoked to talk about this new product coming from the satellite phone here in San Diego. You're actually the guy that got me dug in with them.
I did,
originally.
because there was a big need for this in the community.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
To make it part of Protect Our Nation so people can actually be prepared for what may be coming.
100%, 100%. And you know, what Steve does is deal with wide area disasters all over the world. Like that's his wheelhouse. So, you know, it's an honor to have him here to talk about these things. It's an honor to bring a product that I think is so on time. You know, we're seeing a lot of things in the news, a lot of different things in the world that suggest there may be some type of wide area disaster coming. On top of that, as a self-respecting adult, you should just be prepared, you know? So making sure you guys have proper equipment is huge. And the satellite phone store has put this product together. It has so much already done for you.
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing about it is, you know, it's convenient, right? You have a backpack. These are the type of things you want to be able to put in your car, because your car is usually going to be with you, whether you're at home or you're at work, right? So even if you're traveling, it's one of the things that you know that you have everything in one location.
Yep.
So that being said, I would say let's just jump into it, you know?
100%.
This particular bag, as you know, has some great features. It's also a ballistics bag. It's got a level 3A. It's got a charging cable, so you're able to put a backup charger in here.
Right.
And it's got an external port, so you can actually plug into that.
And make no mistake, we just got done running the tests on this bad boy, and this thing's stopping rounds. I mean, I think we got some 45 in here, we got some 9 in here, so, you know, these things are stopping pretty much any handgun round that you're gonna see or run into out there on the streets.
And it's super light.
Super light, TSA safe. I travel with one of these in every single bag I have. That's a must-have done for you.
So this particular bag also has a Faraday capabilities too, which is really nice.
Okay.
But it's also, this particular bag comes packed with this entire setup here, which is really your ultimate grab and go bag.
Yep. Like, this bag should live in your car. You should just have a few of these with a vehicle. This is your second line gear and it's not just if it's like doomsday and it's like hit the fan scenario. You could get stranded in the mountains because, you know, you're getting snowed in. You know, you could get stranded somewhere because of a number of different factors. And having these pieces of equipment will actually be the things that can make the difference. Right?
Yeah, so like we talked about the Faraday sleeves, right? So the Go Dark bags, right?
Yep. Awesome.
Darkbags.com, these type of things. Once you drop the phones in them, you drop your laptop in them, you drop them in your bag, you know, now you're completely off the grid.
Right.
EMF's off, nobody can track you. And, you know, it's like one thing people don't realize is that even if your phone is off, 72 hours, they can still track your phone. It's not like the old days where you could pull the battery out
and then just disappear.
Batteries are built into it, so you know, that's a big deal.
You're on grid also for those devices. For those devices as well, you should have a suite of devices that live in the bag, so that when that attack does happen, if it does happen, those devices are protected from anything that does happen that may be coming up. So I keep my sat phones and GPS devices and radios in one of these bags, and that lives with me that way until I need it.
Yeah, and all these things that we're talking about today, you can go to BeReady123.com. So all these supplies in here that we're going to be going over today, you can go to BeReady123.com and pick these stuff up. So this is an easy place, grab and go, and you're ready to go.
And you don't need to like consolidate all this equipment yourself. No one wants to do that anymore. No one wants to do that. So another massive value add is gonna be the bivy stick that comes with this loadout and a cell phone, right? So these two items should live in that Faraday bag we were talking about. You have 36 months prepaid already taken care of for you. That's gonna come with this loadout. So no, nothing to worry about other than keep it in your Faraday bag, keep it in your backpack. When you need it, you now can send GPS text messages over the Iridium network, the same network that the military uses, to your friends and family as needed, as much as possible. This also gives you the capability of operating above the cell phone chatter that may be going on if there's a wide area disaster that we're dealing with, because those cell phone towers are going to be overloaded.
Yeah, two-way text messaging, right? You open it up, you got anywhere you got Sky, you're able to access it. It also has a SOS beacon on it, so they can actually find your location.
Yeah, that's huge.
So these things are really, really critical to have in especially with the 3-year PrePlay plan.
Yeah.
I mean, the next 3 years, look, we're going into the most disrupted election year.
Yeah, exactly.
The climate is doing all kinds of different
We got
stuff. More
ships off
disaster.
the coast right now. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
So these things are critical to have. These type of things. It's prepaid. It's out of mind, out of sight. But you know you're handled. Everyone in the family should have one in their car.
Yep.
That way everybody's taken care of.
100%.
And all the numbers should be actually correlated.
Yeah.
One of the things we don't talk about is,
Let's go.
you know, it's programming the numbers into that phone.
Yep.
For the different bivy sticks,
Yep.
your cell phones, and having all that information pre-programmed,
Done.
both on the electronic side of it and in a paper slipped into there.
100%. That way you can still maintain communication. That's huge. That's a little bit of
Yeah.
prep. Rope. Every hero needs some rope. You got your bungees. You got to build things. You just got to have this. I love that they threw this in here.
Yeah. Don't forget the duct tape.
You gotta have. If you can't fix
live
it with
without duct tape.
yeah,
It
man.
doesn't.
It's broke if it can't be fixed without duct tape. You know, this was really cool. Adding. You have how many pieces in here? We got like
8 pieces.
8 pieces of silver. So, you know, who knows what you're gonna have to do and who you're gonna have to make a deal with. But legitimately, you know, you have silver coins inside this bag ready for you.
Yeah, that may get you the gas. That
Yeah.
may get you the food that you need at that time. Because once power's out, you're not going to pull money out of an ATM.
Right.
If the dollar collapses based on de-dollarization or a collapse of the financial system, people are going to go back to trading precious metals and
100%.
bartering.
Yep.
You know, I mean, you can't really carry live chickens with
Yeah,
you.
right.
I mean, that's probably an option in your
You know,
backpack, but
you got
the silver's
silver and
probably a better
hopefully-
choice.
100%. This is awesome. So these anti-fire smoke masks, a lot of guys in my industry, in the private security industry, carry these for themselves and their clients. If you're in a situation where smoke inhalation is an issue, these can be the things that can give you another 5-10 minutes to be able to do what needs to be done, cut your seatbelt off, get people you love to safety. These are huge. I
Even
love
being
that
in
they
your
put this
home or business,
Yeah.
what they found is that most people actually die from smoke inhalation within inches of a door. Do you know that? Within inches of a door where they were about to escape.
Jeez.
And sometimes that's all you need, just this little bit to get you past that threshold.
Yeah, that's huge.
You know, where you can save your family's life and get out of the property, out of your home. This should be by your
That should
bed
be-
as well.
yeah, that's
You know
a-
what I mean?
that's a
Because you're
throw
waking
where-
up usually to a fire alarm, and you may be going down the stairs through the fire.
Right.
So
Yeah, so that's a huge value add. That should be in your loadout for your house, safety stuff. I don't need to tell you guys that hand warmers can save lives. Anyone who's been out in the field or had to do some tings knows that this is quality of life, massive quality of life. Life Straw, these things are amazing. The amount of times that you can use these things in order to find clean water or create clean water so that you can stay alive. As we know, you get 72 hours without water and then you're about done training. So this is a huge, huge, huge safety thing to have.
I want to talk about this tarp. The tarp and the ponchos. A lot of times people don't understand that when you're in a stormy environment, if you're off the grid or you're having to make a move and stuff like that, you don't want to be moving through an area where you can't sleep, where you can't provide actually shelter for you. It's one of the food, water, shelter, and security, right? So these tarps are great. These ponchos are also excellent as far as having these to keep yourself dry, so that when you need to move, you can move and you're not moving completely wet, which actually can cause a total breakdown in a person real fast.
And everything. So yeah, you get these heat warmers out, you trap the heat in the ponchos, different things like that'll help you survive because the elements will eat you alive out there. And then this was a really cool piece of equipment they just introduced me to, right? So this bad boy is essentially an electricity-driven lighter, if I'm understanding this thing correctly. Got a little flashlight on the bottom, which is pretty cool. You're gonna need some of that. But this bad boy, let me just, okay. So this is electric flame here. And with your solar charger, your extra battery that they have here, you literally don't have to run out of fire. Now, I've been to multiple field operations and training courses, and I've had to make friction fires before. And let's just say I don't want to ever have to make a friction fire. I don't know if we're going to be all right if I got to make a friction fire.
And it's nice because it's easy. It's really easy to recharge. So you're able to recharge the battery, right off this little sleeve. It's got a micro USB. It's just simple. Simple is easy, right? If you can't get fuel, or you can't, do the old school Indian kind of, starter.
I don't know about that. Yeah, right.
Or you got a strike rod, and that's hard. It's hard because you may not be able to find stuff to get it dry enough to where you can actually start a fire.
Yeah, and you don't know what shape your body's going to be in either, right?
Yep.
So this is huge. This is life-saving. I just got to get a couple of those and throw them around the house and in the vehicles. Also, So if you can get power, you can stay in the fight. Yeah, external battery here, which is just definitely a great way to store the energy you're gonna be able to get from this bad boy to keep your electronics in the fight, right? So if you gotta keep your GPSs powered, you wanna keep your sat phone up and running, you wanna keep those comms going, I mean, there's a no-brainer. This is pretty awesome, right? And you wanna keep that lighter powered, all that stuff. So this is all coming in this kit. Basic first aid kit. You guys have seen these, you know, one of the things that really impacts people when they're out there is having wounds and not being able to treat them. Antibiotics, you don't know what type of shape you're gonna be in when you're having to go to this bag, and being able to take care of yourself, that is a massive thing that causes a lot of attrition in these types of situations, is not being able to get yourself proper medical aid.
Yep, wound care, getting that handled, absolutely. That's
as
critical,
quickly as possible. So back to the fire starter and all this stuff. They even threw one of these little mini logs in here, which is super awesome because I'm just not, I'm telling you, you don't want to have to start your own fire without having one of these.
Mini logs are great.
They're awesome. It's easy.
It'll last for quite a while as well.
Heck yeah. Once you get that fire going, unless you have to move, you want to keep that fire going. What do we have here? Energy. Okay, so fire starting wicks and things like that. Okay, so more fire starting capabilities here, as well as a headlamp, which is gonna make your life a lot easier as you try to navigate everything. You got another light source. That's awesome for survival, for signaling, for being found. We got going into this bad Larry.
Paracord.
Paracord, but it looks like it might have it's got survival equipment in here. That's awesome. So this is paracord with fishing tackle, a blade, sinkers, and a number of different things so you can catch some fish. That's what's up. I love it. This little guy right here.
That's a brilliant invention.
This might keep you alive, man. Outstanding. And then the reality is you might have to go old school. So here we are, the Road Atlas 100-year anniversary. Ladies and gentlemen, this is America in a book.
So one of the things that are important about this type of stuff, almost see as a map book. What they don't realize is that they haven't gridded out their area that takes them off the highways, that takes them through the river basins, that takes them on other paths that are not going to be on the main thoroughfares. So if you're looking to bug out, all the evacuation routes are going to be absolutely jam-packed.
Parking lots.
That's where it becomes actually a spot you don't want to be in.
Yeah, 100%.
So if you map this stuff out, you're not going to your phone. We're so used to grabbing the phone, here's the GPS, here's where I'm going. None of that's happening.
You're gonna lose half a brain.
So grid it out before, throw it in your bag, you can forget about it. When you come back to it, you'll be grateful that you actually did the actual work to get you out of that zone and to a safe place.
100%.
You know?
That is huge. That's massive. And knowing where you're at on that map.
And people can download maps.me or your Google Maps, which is offline, and actually grid the stuff out ahead of time. So if your phone is working, you also have that option, which many people don't realize they do, and do it ahead of time.
One of your most important pieces of survival equipment is having a metal container that you can actually cook things in and purify water in. So we have here something that we can use for water purification, for preparing any type of meat that you're able to find out there. Realistically, honestly, this, along with everything in this bag that fits in here actually quite nicely. I was about to get my Marine on and start jamming something, but they already got the space right. Along with an amazing Dave Dawson survival knife. Like, look at this thing. Full tang, right? You're gonna be able to depend on this angle. You already know this is gonna be good for skinning and survival and shaping different sticks and things you're gonna have to do. So this knife right here that is in this survival kit is worth mentioning. This was designed by none other than Mike Adams himself. And I believe there's only 500 of these knives that are gonna be
numbered.
Made. And they're numbered, right? So ladies and gentlemen, this is kind of like, this is actually a massive value add. You're only gonna be able to get, 500 of these in the world, but it's also like an amazing knife. Just looking at the capabilities and the angles on this thing and the way that handle and the weight and all.
Well, most of them got sold out, not completely sold out, but during Father's Day, so they're gonna want to jump on that because they come with the bag. Can't buy them separately.
And then just a little weird gear guy thing. Some of you guys will appreciate this. Yo, have you ever seen one of these clips? Like, that's gonna be easy to just throw on and throw off. I'm excited about that. I love it, man. This is awesome. Carbon fiber case. Let's go. Be ready, 1, 2, 3.
.com.
BeReady123.com. More to come. Boom.